Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. All things Middle-earth here with 5 things that we need for the free-to-play experience in this game. So stay tuned, I'm going to list those out in just 1 second. If you've not been following the channel, we started not that long ago a new account, a free-to-play account, and we're calling it the free-to-play experience. We're doing a ton of streams playing this game. We got a crazy response about the people interested in watching this, as well as people interested in playing with us. So overall, this has been a very, very good experience, but it has made a few things very glaringly obvious to me that I think need to change, that as a whale on my main account, you don't think about as much, because at the end of the day, you can just spend more money and get around most of these things. But as a free-to-play, some of them become a much bigger deal. So I put together a list of 5 things. I'd love to hear what you think about these 5 things in the comments below. If you think they're on point, if you think I'm way off base, if you think they'd be game-breaking, or if you think maybe there's not enough here and there's a few ideas that you have, let me know down below. I'd love to hear some ideas. If we get enough ideas, maybe we'll do a part 2 and see if we can get some of these changes implemented, because I think that'd be awesome for those that are free-to-play or very light spenders. But all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into number 1, which is no more Matham vouchers. Now, Matham vouchers I don't like, and on my main, you get them, but it's not that big of a deal when you're opening enough Mathams. You don't realize how much of a pain it is until you're opening your 1 daily chest. Sometimes you're 200 if you've got the gems, but if you've played free-to-play or light spinner, you know once you get going how few and far between your Mathams are. And when you open a Matham chest and 2 of your items are a single Matham voucher, it is painful. I 100% think that this would be one of the best updates to the game. Make Matham vouchers just a bonus item. If you roll that percent chance, you get that as a complete bonus. Give us back our 3 guaranteed pieces of whatever gear or respect items it is. I absolutely, again, I think this would be one of the best things for the game. For free to play, I know spinners are not going to have a problem with this either, but as a free to play, it is brutal to get your Matham, and you're really hoping to get, I mean, I get excited if I get 1 Kinehorn for my Khaldoon, and when 2 of my items are a single voucher, which we're going to get into the next point of why it's even worse. It's just awful. So Matham vouchers, they've got to be bonus. They cannot take the place of an item. It just it's very brutal. So that is number 1 on the Matham vouchers. Now number 2, kind of going off of number 1, is I really think we need tier 1 respect items in the exchange here. And the reason I said this relates to the last one is because even if you get those vouchers, let's say you actually get 5 or 10 or 20 vouchers or whatever, you might think, well, okay, at least you can use that to get guaranteed respect items. Not for tier 1 commanders. And if you're free to play, that's who you're going to be focusing on at least for a while. I think I've bought very little to none of the purple items, maybe a couple just to finish getting my alerts to R3, but that was 100% it. It's very expensive to do this, so not super worth it. So if they added tier 1 respect items, that might help with the Matham voucher issue, where they cost, I don't know how much they would cost, but they cost less than a tier 2 item. You can actually use those vouchers then. Because again, we've been going for a little while here. I'm trying to get my Khaldoon respect 4, and it's almost, or respect 5, sorry. It's almost there. He'll be there, before the end of the season. But it has been a very slow grind, where if you watch the streams or watch the videos, you could probably see this thing moves very, very slowly, because sometimes you just don't get anything. So I 100% think we could use tier 1 items in the shop that have a limit, just like anything else. So, you don't want it to be too unbalanced, where people, whales or whatnot, could just farm those and get their tier 1 commanders like their Khaldoons to R25 or whatever it is. But I think it'd be helpful for free to play to have that as an option on their accounts for sure. So that is the second free to play thing we need in the game. The next one is kind of a new idea, and I feel like this has been toyed around before, it's been brought up before, but I would be very interested in seeing what a blacksmith feature would look like in the game. Now let me explain what I mean. For example here, I've gotten very lucky and I've gotten 5 bone masks. This is completely free to play, so I've been pretty pumped because the bone mask is a very good item. But as you can see here, we've got Scorch, Relief, Scorch, Scorch, and Scorch. So it'd be very, very cool as a free-to-play, especially if there was some kind of a feature that you could re-roll different effects on equipment, because when you're free-to-play, they're very few and far between. So you finally get that good piece of gear, you get the battle axe, and it's concussion and not flay. That can be a pretty big bummer. When you're a whale, again, just buy more, you'll get it. Heck, I know some whales who have been trying to get certain gear types for the entire time they've been playing the game for a certain effect. So it need to be balanced somehow, that it's not game breaking, because you don't want that to become an issue where everyone just has the perfect, most optimized gear all the time. But have there be a cost for that, have there be a limit to how many times you can do it. Maybe it's just 1 time a season per per type of gold. Maybe to strengthen or to re-roll a purple, you need to put in 3 blues to it or something, and for a gold you put in 3 purples. I don't know what the exact right recipe is for that, but if there's some kind of balance or cost with it or limit to it or all of those things, I think it could be a nice thing. So when you are playing, again, I've got a bone talisman here with husbandry, and I think I have another one as well with spiked armor. I would much rather have the Might of Evil Men to go on my Khaldun. That'd be fantastic. And the reality is it's not going to happen until I just get that really lucky pull that actually has that. So giving me the option to look through my gear and say, okay, which piece is really worth it to me? It's worth getting rid of other gear to try and get that best effect on it. So I think it'd be interesting to see how that could be implemented, which would really benefit free-to-play players as well. But I do think free-to-play players, sometimes you do finally get that gear, or you go through the red book and you get that last gold piece, and it's not amazing. So that's what I think would be cool. Some kind of a blacksmith feature. I'd love to hear down below how you think that could be implemented, if it be game breaking, what the cost could be for it, because I think that's something that could be very interesting to look at. But I'm curious what you all think the implications could be of a feature like that in the game long term. Now, continuing the gear conversation, I want to look at the exchange, the items you can get here. They're not that good of a deal for free to play because you're spending all these vouchers that you don't already have to get a randomly rolled effect. I think it'd be really interesting if they gave us a chance to have a guaranteed effect for maybe double the cost. I'm not sure what the actual thing would be, but basically if you could look and see, or there was an option that said 600 underneath the broadsword or the Superior Hauberk, and it let you pick what the effect is, or it told you what the effect was. I think that'd be interesting to look at as well. Because again, for whales, I understand they want to make money. So whales, if they can see a gear piece they want and want to guarantee the effect for a gold piece, they're going to spend money to get vouchers and do that. So it's a win for that. And for free to play, those hard-earned vouchers that do take a long time, you finally get enough, you can actually get that gear piece with a guaranteed effect that is going to be best for your commanders. Now, again, the worry I think with a lot of these things is how do you implement them without breaking the game? How do you implement them without making whales even more powerful? Because I could see free to play players just thinking, okay, that's gonna be a nightmare. Now I've got whales running around. Everyone has Aegis on everything. Everyone has whatever the best effects are. Everyone has those on their commanders because they can afford to just keep getting those. So that might be one that could be more game altering. So I'd love to hear what you think about that as well. But some kind of a, guaranteed effect. You'd pay double, whatever it is. I don't know what the answer is, but I think that'd be an interesting thing because you are paying to get it. So I know what I'm getting, except the effect. So make it a way that we can maybe see that effect. Or, add a feature to the game where you can pay, I don't know, you can pay some gems or whatever it is, and it'll randomly reveal the effect of one of the items in your exchange. So you can do that. There's a little bit of chance, and you might roll and discover the effect of the Hauberk and see, oh yeah, I do want that, I'm going to get it. Or you might roll it and see that you don't want it. Something. Let's get creative. Let's make it a little bit interesting here. But that's the 4th item on the list. And the last thing is going to be the Season Pass. I think the Season Pass needs some adjustment. There are weekly challenges you can go through as a free-to-play. It's a slow process. A lot of days you get 50 gems. Don't get me wrong. I'm fine with that. But a lot of times you get through, you get nothing, or you get 50 gems. You get some Mathams few and far between. Obviously, if you buy the Battle Pass or Season Pass, whatever, you do get more along the way. But a lot of games really have daily challenges. A lot of games that you play that have Battle Passes have daily challenges. They want you logging in every single day to do those things, to play the game, to interact with people on some level. So maybe making the Battle Pass longer, maybe making it more friendly for free to play. Heck, as a spender, it's getting very, very repetitive. They add one new gold item in it, and that's kind of it. As a spender, it's okay, but it definitely could be a lot better. So I would love to see some adjustments to where there is an incentive to get on every day, to go to your challenge pass and to see what you got that day. And again, ideally go for those things because you'll want to get whatever things they have here. It's not really worth it if I know that my next several are going to be nothing or 50 gems. I mean, again, there's a gear piece here and there. I'm about to get an Easterling Spear. That's going to be awesome. But you really want to make sure that there's an incentive to get on, play the game every day, and not just get on and do some mock battling and get off, but actually look at your challenges and you're doing stuff in the game so that there's just more activity happening in the game. It seems like it'd be a win-win to me. So add something else for us to do with daily challenges, with the Season Pass, better rewards, especially if you're not buying that Battle Pass. Heck, a lot of games allow you to buy the Battle Pass with gems. So give us a feature that if it's instead of it being $15, it's whatever that would be in gems, and let people save their gems and get it. A lot of games do that. A lot of games will do it to where it costs gems, so you can buy it the first season and then save the gems you get from the battle pass to buy it the next season. So I don't like how things are all gated behind an actual currency, an actual dollar amount. Gems, you know, are the equivalent to that in the game. So I think it'd be cool to give players the option to save their gems if they want to long term. And you might not make it, you know, it might take you the entire season to get to that point. So there's other things you miss out on, but you can unlock that. And when you do, you get some better rewards. You can save those for a future one. I think that'd be pretty interesting. But again, these are just some basic ideas for ways I think we can improve the free-to-play experience. Let me know down in the comments below what you think about it. If you think these are good ideas, bad ideas, if you have new ideas, I'd love to hear all those things. So let me know. But that's going to do it for me in this one. And as always, I will see you all in a future video.